Peace, family. I had to get myself together before recording this video. Spike Lee, he's a famous film director. I have all of his films. My dad loved him very much. I remember growing up, we had all of his tapes. You know, back in the 90s, I was born in 92, so, back then we had VHS tapes or whatever. And I was watching his film Bamboozled tonight. It's a classic that came out in 2000. It had Jada Pinkett in it, Damon Wayans. Just a lot of greats were in that movie. It just had me thinking, and I don't know, it just hurt me because, the film was about, blackface, cooning, and buffooning. If you haven't watched the film, you can watch it on Prime Video. You can rent it for like $3.99. I feel that this newer generation, they need to watch it because it's when you deal in when you speak on how we were how we were portrayed back in the early 1900s, 1910, 1920s, the 1930s. A lot of white actors, they used to put on blackface and put on the big red clown lips, and they used to mock us. And, they used to have the shucking and jiving, us tap dancing for white people and them making a mockery of us and, oh, yes, a massa and yes, a ma'am. And they love to see us in this cooning role or this serving role, this subservient role. And, it just touched me. And ever since I was a little girl, I was always drawn to slavery and what we went through. And I don't know why. I just have a strong connection to the past. I just have a very strong connection to the past, and it touches me very deeply. And it just hurts me that God's people, black people, have been portrayed this way. And I don't know why that we as a people, we know what we've been through and we know how we've been treated and we know what the world thinks of us and how they view us. And we still can't wake up and we still can't unite as one and turn back to our God. I don't understand it. We are under a heavy delusion, a very heavy delusion. So this movie, Bamboozled by Spike Lee, the great Spike Lee, it correlates exactly with what's going on today. It's just a new era now. When you look on television, when you look at these rappers, when you look at these female rappers, when you look at the black reality TV shows, it's the same blackface, buck dancing, cooning, and buffooning. That's exactly what it is. We are still entertaining our oppressors. They look at us as nothing but pure entertainment. Also, while I'm on the subject, during slavery, they used to belittle the black man and they used to effeminize him. They used to drag him out into the field, right, in front of his women and his children and his fellow men, bent him over and anally grape him in front of his women and children, buck breaking. And the reason why they had to do that is to not only make the black man subservient and to make the black man fear him, but because they know who the black man is. They know that the black man is God. They know that. They know that. So when you fast forward to Hollywood and the infamous Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp's show, and you talk about the modern day buck breaking ritual where these brothers have to put on dresses in these movies. Can you guys please do me a favor and Google or go on YouTube and look at all of the famous black men, black actors that wore a dress. It's a satanic ritual. That's the new form of buck breaking. I mean, I think it's only like a handful of black men in Hollywood that did not wear a dress. It's satanic and it is a ritual. It's the new form of buck breaking. You know, it hurts me when I think about the slaves and what these people went through and how these women had to witness their husbands being snatched out of their homes and being dragged on the back of a pickup truck and being lynched and hung and set on fire. You know, there was a cousin of mine's back in the 1930s. It was a situation that went down, and these two white guys, they disrespected his mother. So he beat up one of the white guys and killed one of the white guys for disrespecting, you know, his mother. So his mom was like, boy, you better get from here. Mind you, now, this is my cousin. This was like back in the 1930s. So an old cousin of mine, you know, my dad told me the story. He was a Wilson. So he had to leave and go to Savannah, Georgia. Don't you know, after he left, he left Savannah, Georgia to come back and visit his mom because he missed his mom. And that was the worst mistake. Matter of fact, he was in Savannah, Georgia. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to remember what, my dad told me. Please forgive me. It's very late. So while he was in Savannah, Georgia, he had hid for, I think a year or so in Savannah, Georgia. And they found him. Somehow they ended up finding him. I can't remember the whole story, what my dad told me. They found him, they tied him to the back of a pickup truck, and they dragged his body all the way back to South Carolina, you guys. All the way from Savannah, Georgia. They dragged him back to South Carolina. By the time he got back to South Carolina, his body was dismembered. It's similar to what happened, I believe, in 1997 with that brother in Texas, in Jasper, Texas. You guys, please Google the black man that was dragged to death in Jasper, Texas. These white boys, they tied him to the back of the truck and they dragged his body until his body was dismembered. So, I look at what our people went through and it hurts me. To this day, I get on my knees and I bow before the Most High, and I pray for the souls of my ancestors and the souls of black people that suffered dismemberment and lynchings and being raped. Because it touches me and it bothers me what these people had to go through, and it hurts me that they felt like they couldn't defend themselves. Again, watching this movie again after many years, it triggered me. Spike Lee, he does it every time. Like, he's my favorite. I love John Singleton too, but Spike Lee, I love Spike Lee. He's a Pisces like me, but the brother is talented, and he let's give credit where credit is due. Spike Lee is the best in my opinion, the best black filmmaker in my opinion. No offense to Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry, he made his living wearing a dress. That's against the Most High. And a lot of his stuff had a lot of cooning and buffooning in it. I could never really get down with Tyler Perry. No offense, much respect on his success. But I'm more of on like the Spike Lee side, no offense to anybody. But yeah, cooning and buffooning, blackface, tap dancing, mockery, minstrel show. And that's the exact same thing that's going on today. It's just in modern form. You guys, if you haven't watched Bamboozled, it came out in 2000. It's directed and produced by the great Spike Lee. If you don't know about the brother that was lynched in Jasper, Texas back in 1997, you can Google it. I can't remember his name, but he was dragged on the back of a pickup truck until his body was dismembered. These are things that I feel that you guys should research so you could really understand what our people have went through. And also, if you haven't noticed, or if you're not in the know, they're back lynching black people. Please research the 2 black men that were recently lynched in Florida. And it was another brother that was lynched in Alabama, I believe. I can't remember. It was either Alabama or Mississippi. So lynchings are back on the rise. And, I remember years ago I said that. And I even made a post about it. I was like, it's very easy to put us back in slavery. Look how ignorant and dumbed down black people are. I made a post how black people would make a joke. I don't care if Massa come grape me tonight. He got the bag. Massa got the bag. I don't care if Massa come in my cabin and grape me tonight. Massa got the bag. Or, on God, I almost got lynched today, cuz on God, I almost got, black people are so ignorant. Don't you know if they put us back in slavery, those would be the jokes on social media? That's how stupid we have become. Do you all you guys are online? You see that we make fun out of everything. Everything is a joke. Everything is a joke. It is so easy to put us back in slavery, which is why I'm not surprised that they're back lynching us, you guys. And the media is keeping it under wraps. You have to research this stuff. Very recently, 2 black men were lynched in Florida. There was another brother that was either lynched in Mississippi or Alabama. Lynchings are back on the rise, you guys. Lord have mercy. It's just so sad. It really is. And I said it. Remember, I said it. The past is coming back in more ways than one. And this is a perfect time for them to bring back slavery. Look how ignorant we are. Can you believe you have brothers on the streets murdering each other over colors, yo? Do you know how stupid that is? If you haven't watched the movie Tales from the Hood, I'm going to actually record the scene. My favorite scene in the movie Tales from the Hood is a 1995 classic, also directed by Spike Lee. It's a scene in the movie where the lady had to show Crazy K how black men were lynched and how now black men are killing each other. I'm going to actually record that piece from out of that film, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube and to my Instagram, because I think black people need to be reminded of the hell that we went through. So maybe it'll help us take a second guess the next time we try to hate on one another or murder each other. It really has to be a spell, you guys, that are on our people. It never made any sense to me why these young brothers are out here murdering each other. This is deep. Peace and love, you guys.